r/AskReddit, what's something people say to appear more intelligent than they actually are? I find it not something they say, but how they say it. Dumb people will be very adamant that they're correct, intelligent people will admit they're often wrong or just not care if you disagree. Best boss I ever had told me, being right is overrated. Having overconfidence in topics they have no business really talking about. Truly intelligent people usually recognize when they don't know something. So every goddamn podcast. Not to mention they don't feel the need to prove to people they know a lot about a topic. Reddit. AKA the Dunning-Kruger effect. And sometimes even admitting they don't know. You can never be too old to learn new things. I use big words so I sound more photosynthesis. My New Year's resolution is to learn a new word every day. So far it is going immensely. I've found people who want to sound smart attempt to use jargon and confuse the other person. I've found actual smart people are able to use jargon without confusing the person they're talking to though. Using large words to sound more syphilis. Indubitably. And chlorophyll. I work with a guy who says correct to almost everything anyone says, as if nothing you tell him is news. He knows it all. Yikes, I do this. You're right, it is condescending. They asked me if I had a degree in theoretical physics. I said that I had a theoretical degree in physics and got the job. No, man. I know exactly what I'm doing. I just don't know what effect it's going to have. Over there controls power in this building. That station has readouts on the computer network. That big knob there makes a crazy noise. Sparks come out of that slot if you put stuff in it. And I'm learning more every day. My entire comment history. God, I feel like a lot of us could say that. Reddit forces it. If you don't explain the entirety of your comment and every single thought process you had leading up to it in 5-paragraph form, somebody will almost definitely come after you and act like because you didn't say it outright, you must be ignorant. Smart people understand things enough to dumb it down. Bragging about how much education they have. I went through a 4-year degree and learned that sometimes those who succeed academically are just very hard workers and their intelligence plays a minor role. But this is not always the case. My old boss literally told our best, hardest working technician that he chose someone else to perform a task solely because the other person had a degree and she didn't, and she was more than qualified for the task. I was appalled. Degrees are certainly not the only asset that matters. Use the word myself incorrectly. I came here to say this. It annoys myself so much when people do that. Or using I instead of me, thinking that I is classier, but they just sound stupid because me would be the correct word to use. This happens all the time in corporate speak and irritates the hell out of me. Smiley face. Allow myself to introduce myself. They have to hate anything popular for the sake of being contrarian. You mean, most of Reddit? I have an IQ of, names a super high number. Dropping quotes from famous philosophers or scholars without a clear understanding of the context or deeper meanings. First, IQ isn't always an accurate measure of intelligence. And 2, odds are that person took a random free quiz online somewhere with super easy answers instead of an actual test. It was Stephen Hawking himself who once said, people who boast about their IQ are losers, and that he had no idea when asked what his IQ was. Or, even funnier, my IQ is 98. IQ was never designed to be used the way that it is. Disagreeing for the sake of argument. A lot of people these days seem to confuse being contrarian with being intelligent. I used to be like this. I cringe at myself in my 20s. I'm glad, even though it hurts, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I learn, it sucks, but it's better this way. Life is about learning and it's okay to be wrong. Throwing around big words when little words would do just fine. Indubitably. I did my own research. AKA saw a TikTok video LMAO. Francis Bacon. Following up someone else's statement, usually someone who actually knows what they're talking about, with a paraphrased version of the same thing to make it seem like they thought of it. I see this all the time at work, and if you're the type to do that, just know everyone notices and talks shit about it, lol. I do that sometimes, but only to make sure I understood it correctly. I concur. Yes, Dr. Connor, I concur. When they tell me that what I don't understand is that a particular behavior or action is actually a grand political or sociological signifier supporting the grand unified theory which they adhere to. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. And GT, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. But sometimes a pipe is not a pipe. Using lots of big and slash or technical words and intentionally complex language is generally a sign of insecurity. Intelligent people who are at ease with their intelligence tend to speak in relatable terms. My ex-wife was a PhD neuroscientist and the most intelligent human being I've ever met by a wide margin. She cursed like a sailor and could explain complicated concepts to literally anybody in a way that they could understand. Only threw around technical terms when talking to someone who she knew would understand them. She sounds fun. I am a suppository of information. The second I hear do your own research, I instantly know I'm dealing with a person that has literally never done research in their life. Quote me, it will make you sound smart. Confucius. My father was an actual genius. The kind of genius other geniuses call a genius. He told me once, when you meet someone that is an expert in their field, only open your mouth enough to ask questions and keep them talking. There is no amount of studying that compares to a lifetime of experience, and you rarely get the time to learn from people with it. So take every opportunity when it presents itself. Irregardless. Supposedly. When people start psychologically diagnosing people with certain mental illness off the basis that they've displayed a couple of symptoms, lol. The everyone's a narcissist except me crowd drives me nuts. Just because someone is a jerk doesn't mean they're a narcissist. When someone is trying to get their point of not caring across and say I could care less. It drives me crazy when I hear this. I could care less. Saying right to anything you say to indicate they already knew what you were saying. 1984 quotes when they disagree with someone. This one is very similar to people who think everything they don't like is communism. Or, as Voltaire once said, voila. I keep my mouth shut unless I actually know what I'm talking about. I mean, generally. And this is only in real life. Online I'll talk out of my ass about anything. I stay quiet almost all the time in real life and mostly on the internet. I used to comment a lot on things I didn't fully understand and have regretted it. So, now what I do is I'll type out a comment to get my thoughts out, read over the comment, and most of the time I just won't post the comment. They describe their beliefs as something any objective, rational, reasonable person would agree with. Link. Implied belittlement if you disagree. The really pretentious one is using whom when it should be who. Not quite as bad as using he or she when it is supposed to be him or her. Talking about investing in crypto. Anything cops say to sound authoritative in reports or testimony. They are always ascertaining things about individuals. When they think people believe their obvious lies. Design thinking thought leadership. Insert other toxically clueless buzzwords here. Pseudo-mystical pontification about energy and vibration, usually in the context of spirituality and / or alternative medicine. ET2, Turing. Supposedly. I instead of me even when it is inappropriate. Utilize. Motherfucker, just say use. Wise people are quick to listen, slow to speak and slow to get angry. I used to move snowflakes by the OZ. Jay-Z. Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to humbly ask you to subscribe to the channel. According to my statistics, 100% of my viewers in the past 28 days are not subscribed. I have always wanted this channel to reach 1000 subscribers, and if you want to support and be a part of that, subscribe. It's free and it's an awesome way to support the channel. Thanks again, Reddit glitch out.